All right, it feels like May is blooming, so welcome to your May numerology for 2024. I'm Jennifer, and welcome to your readings at the round table. All right, so I'm going to do a quick overview of the astrology. Some of you have had questions about this. I go into more detail about the astrology for the month, especially the 2 weeks surrounding the new moon and the full moon, when I do the zodiac readings for the new moon and the full moon. So if you want more details from me, make sure that you check out your zodiac readings, where I do have an intro that covers like all the stuff that's going on around that new moon or full moon. Okay? All right, so we're kicking off May with Pluto going retrograde on May 2nd. Yeah, so Pluto is essentially kicking off this retrograde season, if you want to call that. I don't count Mercury in when I say retrograde season, because Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. Not once a year, not once every 2 years. Mercury goes retrograde a lot, so I don't count that. Pluto is going retrograde until October the 11th. And here's something fun. Pluto is going to retrograde back into Capricorn starting on September 1st. So that's going to be fun for all of us that have a lot of Capricorn in our charts. Yeah. On May the 4th, it's just a little side note for me. May the 4th be with you. Huge Star Wars fan. I can't help it. I'm a geek. On the 7th, we have a new moon in Taurus. It hits its peak at 11:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have on the 15th, Mercury moves into Taurus. On the 20th, the sun moves into Gemini. So we're opening up Gemini season. Love that. On the 23rd, we have the full moon in Sagittarius, which hits its peak at 9:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the same day, we have Venus moving into Gemini. This is a good place for Venus. The place that Venus really doesn't like to be is Virgo. I mean, who can blame her? I'm a Virgo, so yeah, I get that. All right, then on the 25th, we are wrapping up the month with Jupiter moving into Gemini. Now, this is not a favorite place of Jupiter because Jupiter does rule Sagittarius. So this is not the favorite place for Jupiter. The fall position for Jupiter is actually Capricorn, but we're gonna have Jupiter in Gemini for the next year. Jupiter changes signs every 12 to 13 months. So Jupiter has camped out in Taurus a long time now. So we're going to sort of jump into a new wave of interest and new freshness here. And I am going to go into this in greater detail when I do the full moon and Sagittarius readings for the zodiac signs. So for May, we are ending the month with 3 planets in air plus Sun and South Node. So we've got Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun in Gemini. We have South Node in Libra, and we have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Then we have 2 planets in water, which is Saturn and Neptune, both in Pisces, and Neptune rules Pisces. I just always like to point this out. Then we have 2 planets in Earth, which is Uranus and Mercury. And then we have 1 planet in fire and plus North Node. And both are in Aries. Mars and North Node are in Aries right now. And Mars loves being in Aries because Mars rules Aries. Oh, I know. It's great. I really think that May is going to be a wonderful step in to right before we get to that summer energy. You know, it's like the end of spring, but we're stepping into summer. I think this is going to be a wonderful time for it. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to talk to you more about this Pluto retrograde and Jupiter moving into Gemini. But again, make sure you check out your zodiac readings from me if you want to hear this information from me. If you don't, that's okay. There's a million of us on YouTube, so check them out. All right, so I am going to be pulling from 2 card decks today, the usual Goddess Guidance Oracle deck and the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading cards. These are my favorites for numerology. So let's see what your life path number is for the next month, for all of May. Hello, Life Path 22. All right. May for you is going to be doubling down on the energy for the year, because May for you is an 8-month. So you are really bringing in the energy that we're feeling for the whole year. This year is a 44-8 year, and you are really, really going to be feeling it in May. So you're going to be feeling that abundance, knowing that there's an infinite supply. You're going to be definitely feeling a lot of inspiration. I love, love, love that. This is a great time to check in on your banking. Yeah, balance out everything. You know, I don't want to say balance your checkbook, because who has a checkbook anymore these days? But this is definitely a time to check in on your banking and see like what needs to be fixed. This is a wonderful like energy of power, of money. Now, I want to tell you, this is a manifesting number. It is. And 22 fours are manifesting numbers. I want to remind you that you do carry the foundation of the 4, so make sure that you check out that 4 video if you feel like it, because that energy is definitely there for you. I think that this is just I think this is an amazing time for you, because you're accustomed to manifesting, you're accustomed to building, you're accustomed to that. And this is, the 8 is a manifesting number, but the difference with the 8 kind of manifesting and the 4 and 22 kind of manifesting is that with an 8, like anything else, you can manifest an abundance of negative stuff, or you can manifest an abundance of positive stuff. And some people would say, okay, well, if you're manifesting a lot of shit, let's say, if you're manifesting that, maybe you just need to fertilize your garden. Okay, that's a positive spin on it. It is. But what you want to do here is keep your thoughts, your focus, your intentions in the highest vibration that you can, really. And that's really going to get you there, because this is a time of karma. This is a time of reaping what you sow, and this is a time of service. So when you are out there trying to help other people, you're also setting an example of self-empowerment. Now, I tell people this all the time. When I see people that are setting an example of self-empowerment, that means that they've been through it. It means that they've been through the ringer. Not always a fun thing. Am I right? I mean, I know we've all been through it, but some people see that as, oh my gosh, you know, self-empowerment. Just be self-empowered. Just be self-empowered. How you really get self-empowered, how you really practice that self-empowerment is when you've been through the really bad stuff, the really hurtful, painful stuff. So I think that it's a good thing that you can set an example for self-empowerment for other people, but just remember to have compassion there too, okay? The mantra of the 8 is, I embrace the power within me while honoring the divinity in others. Love that. Love it. The shadow effects of an 8 are feeling responsible for other people's choices, trying to fix other people, attachment to the material, and leading with the ego. Yeah. The lesson of the 8 is to lead with compassion for others and not to lead from the ego. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal. If you start being able to manifest everything that you want, yeah, you're going to get a little cocky about it. Am I right? But this is the time for you to take a step back from that and just to say, you know what? I know that they're having a hard time right now. I've been there. I'm going to help them out. I'm going to give them the key to how they can be self-empowered, and I'm not going to give them a hard time about it. I'm not going to judge them. That's true. That's true compassion. That is true self-empowerment, teaching self-empowerment. And I think that this is just a wonderful thing for you, Life Path 22, because you're a luminary, you're a healer, you're a spiritual master. You are very practical. And you, of course, are used to building and strengthening relationships. You are highly intuitive. We can't forget that. And I want to remind you of your mantra, which is, I ignite the torch of discovery and healing within my world. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Now, some of your shadow side, and I say your, but I embrace these pretty heavily, is being overwhelmed, getting, giving up very easily because you're getting overwhelmed, being a procrastinator because, again, you feel overwhelmed, worrying. Oh, that's also a Virgo trait. I know. Feeling like there's too many problems to solve, and feels that there's a conflict between inner feelings and the practical side. It doesn't have to be like that, 22. You know this. But again, I think some of these things could be highlighted during this month, or even really just during this year. So make sure that you are keeping your thoughts, your intentions, your manifestations, everything as high vibrational as you possibly can. It's really going to help you out. All right, let's see what kind of advice cards we get for you today. And I want to tell you that I've had a lot of questions about me reading from the book on a couple of card decks. There are 2 card decks that I read from routinely that I read from the books. And one of them is Moonology, and the other one is the crystal reading cards. And I do that because these books are chock full of information, and I think it would be a disservice to you and to my clients if I did not read from the book on those. If you will check out my zodiac readings, you will see that I am not reading from the book on anything, and I don't feel like it's cheating to read from these books. I know. So there you have it. We'll see what you guys think. But there's one other deck that I don't use all the time. I don't use it very often at all. I'll read from that book as well, because again, chock full of information. Just really important. Ooh. Damara, guiding children. Well, thing 1 and thing 2 will be happy to hear that. One more shuffle, I swear. I know. I don't like to, but I don't want to, I want to make sure I shuffle them really good. Yeah. Ooh, fluorite. Learning. I have this beautiful piece of fluorite. This is the green fluorite that I have. And then I have some great rainbow fluorites. Pretty neat. All right, so guiding children and learning. All right, let's see what we got for you here. Come on. I know there's a fluorite in here. Okay, first advice card is Damara, guiding children. You're very good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. Okay, fluorite, learning. Fluorite is one of the most effective crystals to awaken new knowledge and enhance learning abilities. It stimulates the brain to retain and restore information and is a great crystal to connect with while studying. This powerful medicine also assists in healing the memory, restoring it to its natural state. It allows you to open to new knowledge and stimulates learning. It stimulates the mental body and enhances memory and decision making. It supports you to gain a clear perspective when experiencing emotional confusion. It balances the mind and the mental body. And I love that. I love that. And fluorite is such a gorgeous, it really is. It's a gorgeous crystal. Yeah. I mean, really, do I have any ugly ones here? Thank you so much for joining me today, Life Path 22. Don't forget, again, to check out Life Path 4 because you do carry the vibration of the 4 as well, the foundation at least. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful May. Be sure to look at your zodiac readings and you'll see more of the astrology, more detail of the transits and the moons, because I read for the full moon and the new moon every month. And until we see each other again, Life Path 22, get out there and make your magic. Thank you so much. Bye.